Hey guys, Unlucky Tug here, and with me today is my good friend, Zio93.
What's up, YouTube?
We're here to bring you a very different kind of video today. This is a little something we like to call Unanswerable Thomas Question.
Dun dun dun!
And what exactly is an unanswerable Thomas question, Zio?
Well, my friend, an unanswerable Thomas question are things that no casual fan of the show would actually think about. Some of those in-depth things when you've seen all 19 seasons about 70 times. These questions just come into your brain and start to haunt you and make you stay up all night and you think for hours and hours, wait a minute, what is this? How has this happened? What is this? I'm confused! So basically, we're going to try to explain that for you.
Sounds like fun. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go!
If Thomas was to eat a cheeseburger, what would happen? Would he swallow it and poop out underneath the tracks? Or would it just go into his firebox and burn up?
Could Thomas drink water from the water tower through the hose like a straw?
What are the train's faces made of? Is it flesh or is it like a rubbery material? If I cut Thomas's face with a knife, would he bleed?
How do their faces get there? Do they just magically appear after the engine is built? Or do the designers of the engine have a face in mind when they draw the blueprints?
How do the engines get their smoke boxes cleaned out? Are their faces on hinges and open up like a door?
Why are the faces gray of all colors?
Why do some characters have actual faces while others are meshed into their bodies like Annie, Clarabelle, and Harold?
If Annie and Clarabelle and the slip coach's faces are a part of their bodies, why isn't Henrietta's?
What's the point of Henrietta's rear platform where her face is now? People can't get into her at that end because her face is just blocking where the door would have been, rendering that platform absolutely pointless.
If Henrietta or any coach were to open their mouth really wide, could a person crawl through their mouth into the coach? If not, how far into the mouth can one reach before they hit the wall?
Actually, Nick, I'm glad you bring that up, because there's an interesting theory about that.
Oh.
See, if I were to climb through Annie's mouth, I actually pop out of Clarabelle's mouth.
Oh.
So just imagine Annie and Clarabelle are side by side. If I were to crawl through Annie's mouth and go through a good bit, my head and upper torso would be out of Clarabelle's mouth, but my legs and feet would be still dangling out of Annie's.
What is behind the truck's faces beside that flat single layer of wood?
If a truck was loaded with sand or something and they sneezed or coughed, would sand pour out of their mouth?
How does it always work out that the trucks face forward when they're a part of a train? Isn't there any case where they might get turned around in a shunting yard and have to travel backwards?
Do the trucks make friends with each other? Or do they see it as a pointless effort because they know they'll get split up at the yard at some point and probably never see each other again? You know, that's gotta be depressing. It must be hard to be a truck. No wonder they cause so many accidents.
Do the trucks have names? If not, do they give each other names?
Actually, Tug, they do have names.
Oh, really?
Really? And I'm gonna go through that list right now. Brain, Bullstruck, Chester, Chump, Crack, Craig, Krusty, Francis, Greg, Muffin, Omar, Peachy, Pinky, Ralph, Spanky, Tobias, Tomas, Zippy, Stumpy, Randall, Dolan, Doogie, Slappy, and Ivan.
How are some things on Sodor alive and some things aren't? Like, why is Cranky alive, but the Big Mickey Crane isn't?
Bulstrode, Captain, and Skip are the only boats with faces, but there are millions of others that don't. Who decides what comes alive and what doesn't?
Where do Skiff's wheels go when he's waterbound? Do they just fall off?
What is Sailor John's last name?
Van Vosky.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What are the Duke and Duchess's names?
Actually, their names are Duke and Duchess, respectively. They were actually dogs, and then the small railway engines from the hills turned them into humans. See, Marion wasn't crazy. They were magic.
Oh.
How do the operations with Spencer on Sodor work? Like, when Duke and Duchess are staying on Sodor, do they have absolute freedom to run Spencer wherever on the line? Or do they have to clear everything with Sir Topham Hatt and the railway heads?
Where does Spencer sleep when he's on Sodor? Is there a shed for him somewhere near the summer house? Or does a steam team member just get kicked out of Tidmouth sheds to accompany him? If that's the case, why would Spencer stay so far away from the summer house? Isn't the summer house like near Wellsworth or something?
What year does the show take place in? Is it modern day or is it the 1950s? Because no one seems to have a computer, cell phone, especially in the case where they could really use it when they crash.
Is Birdie the only bus on Sodor? Why do we never see others?
Well, you see, in Thomas Birdie and the Great Race, you obviously didn't see that there were more buses in the yard. So, no, there are more buses on Sodor.
Just stop. Stop.
Sorry. Why do Connor and Caitlin have Irish accents if they're American engines?
Where the flip does Hero live? Sodor? Japan? The mainland?
Who operates Cranky, and how does anyone even get inside of him?
What about Marion? She doesn't even have front windows.
And not to mention Kevin, I mean, who's driving him?
Why does Glenn sound just like Scarloey and Bert like Sir Handel?
Because Keith Wickham does too many characters and has officially run out of voices. I mean, look at The Adventure Begins. He practically talked to himself the entire time.
Well, that answers that.